Each year in Virginia, 100,000 women will become mothers. 20,000 of these women will experience postpartum depression and anxiety.
It is nothing that they did to cause this, and a lot of times it's very normal response that your body is having to having a new baby. There's no such thing as a perfect mom. You do what you can, but it's also important to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health just as much as you're taking care of your physical and emotional health as well. So.
As a mom and as a mental health provider in the greater Richmond community, I have the opportunity to work with moms and to make sure early on we identify risk factors for postpartum depression. The ideal is the collaborative that we have had to establish with Postpartum Support Virginia. We have such an opportunity to help moms, help families connect the dots to move toward their pathway to health.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I had postpartum depression about 15 years ago when my second child was born. I have 3 children. And I had, that my first child was easy as could be. Easy pregnancy, easy labor and delivery, easy baby. She slept through the night, all of that. Second baby, not so much. Completely different story. I had a very scary emergency C-section, much needier baby. I had a toddler and an infant, and I was exhausted and overwhelmed and recovering from surgery. And I just was having a horrible time. And I knew that something was wrong, and I kept reaching out for help, but it was like banging my head against a brick wall. I would, find a support group, and they'll say, oh, well, we just finished meeting, we're not starting another group. Or I'd find a therapist, and they said, well, I'm not taking new patients. And so it took me about 6 months to get the help that I needed. And I decided during that dark period in my life that I would do something to help other women. So in about 2005, I started a support group, and I worked with 2 other volunteers. And in that first year, we had 2 support groups, and we helped about 25 women. In 2017, Postpartum Support Virginia had 20 support groups, and we helped almost 500 women. Our vision is that all childbearing women in Virginia will receive information about postpartum depression and have access to help. So we do 3 important things. First and foremost, we provide direct support to women experiencing postpartum depression and related issues. We have a network of 20 support groups at hospitals throughout the state. We're about halfway to our goal of having a support group at every hospital that provides maternity services. Secondly, we connect those women with information and resources to help in their recovery. We've created a network of over 150 specially trained mental health providers all across the state who have expertise and interest in working on these issues. And third, we provide outreach and education. We want to ensure that all healthcare providers who interact with childbearing women know about postpartum depression, know how to screen for it, and most importantly, know how to connect women with help.
It starts with the mom. And so we're going to do our best to continue to implement the screening, and then through networking and resources like Postpartum Support Virginia, hopefully we can get everyone involved, caregivers, and get everyone informed.
I was in a place a couple years ago where I thought that my life was kind of over. I thought, oh, I had a baby, and this is just who I am now, this sad person who has anxiety, whether it's going to the grocery store or changing my baby's diaper or walking with her in my backyard. But luckily I was able to find support through Postpartum Support Virginia, as well as in the Richmond community with a support group and therapist.
The best thing about my job is when I see women who I know are experiencing postpartum depression, and they come to our support group, and they come back a couple of weeks later and they are doing so much better.
And I'm very happy to say that you can prevent postpartum depression, anxiety, and I feel like having this little guy here is proof of that. I've been doing really well with him for the past 4 months. Of course, I've been on high alert, making sure that I don't feel down or that I am not more anxious than I should be, because of course there are times like right now where he gets fussy and I get a little bit more anxious.
We've created maternal mental health coalitions in locations around the state where we bring all together stakeholders who interact with childbearing women, so that everybody knows how to talk about these issues, screen for them, and connect women with resources for recovery.